This is the tank decommission video. Please watch this video on how to clean and break down your salmon tank. Use this as a visual aid while referring to the tank decommission instruction document. Please note, at no point should you use detergents or cleaning solutions on any part of your tank. They can linger and harm your next batch of salmon. First, turn off your power strip and unplug every piece of equipment. Everything should be turned off. No piece of equipment should be running. If you have a magnetic scrubber and there is still water in your tank, clean as much of the inside surface of the tank as possible. Drain as much water as possible out of the tank. Siphon the gravel like normal to remove debris. Gravel can be reused 2 to 3 years in a row, depending on how clean your tank was. You can make a 10% bleach solution to put the gravel into, however, this is not required. There will be more instructions later in this video on how to create this solution. Put your gravel into 1 or 2 buckets for rinsing. Rinse it at least 3 times. If you have a strainer, use it to make your job easier. Once rinsed, set the gravel out to dry. If you have space, spread it out for quicker drying and to avoid growth in the wet gravel. Some options to consider: you can spread it out on a table, place a towel or other absorbent material underneath it, place it where it will get some sun during the day. The more you can help it dry quickly, the better. Now let's clean the chiller. We'll start by making a 10% bleach solution in one of our buckets. You will need at least 3 gallons of this solution. Therefore, use 0.3 gallons or 38.4 ounces of bleach and 2.7 gallons of water to create your solution. We will clean the inside of the chiller by back flushing with our 10% bleach solution in a bucket. When you have your bucket ready, switch the nozzles on the chiller. The water pump should now lead to the out valve and the return jet should be connected to the in valve. The return jet can go into the tank or have a second bucket to collect the water as it flushes through. Your 10% bleach solution can be used in later steps, so it's recommended to keep it as long as it isn't too gross. Remember to only run the water pump while it is fully submerged. When the spongy pre-filter breaks the surface of the water, turn the pump off immediately so as not to damage it. Switch the nozzles again to their original positions. The water pump connected to the in valve and the return jet connected to the out valve. With regular tap water in another bucket, flush the chiller again. You will need to flush at least 3 gallons, so have a 5-gallon bucket filled most of the way. Again, this water can go straight into the tank or into another bucket. Once you have back flushed and flushed a second time, remove the nozzles from the chiller and replace them with the rubber caps. These should be with your other equipment, likely in your chiller box. You can place the chiller back in the box for easy storage until next year. Throw your used chiller tubing away. You will get replacement tubing next year. Let's move on to the filters. Clean the filters. You will be getting replacement media for the canister filter and the side filter. You can dispose of all media: sponges, the green and gray pads, the ceramic noodles, the activated carbon bags, as well as the O-ring that goes around the canister lid. Everything you see in this picture can be disposed of, except the gray tray containing the ceramic noodles. Keep the tray. You must keep all the trays, gray and red, plus the red handle that connects the gray trays together. Essentially, anything that is hard plastic must be kept for next year. Clean and rinse the pieces of the filter that you will keep. If you still have the 10% bleach solution, you can use this to clean the equipment. Get as much grime and gunk off as possible. Scrub every surface. Don't forget to clean the canister cover. You will also need to clean the filter hoses. Again, you can use the bleach solution for this or run warm water through the hoses 2 or 3 times. Once everything has been cleaned and rinsed, set it out to dry before putting it back together for storage. Make sure to clean and rinse the side filter and the UV filter if you have this piece of equipment. Set those out to dry as well before placing them in storage. Finish cleaning the tank. Use the bleach solution to clean the corners, the top of the tank, and any other place that needs more attention. Once you've cleaned the tank, siphon out the remaining water. If you have 2 to 3 people, 1 or 2 people can very carefully lift one end of the tank while the other person siphons as much water out as possible from the other end. You will need to rinse the inside of the tank one more time to remove excess bleach. Adding 1 or 2 more buckets of water should be enough for this, and you can wipe the inside down one more time with regular water. Siphon the water out again. For remaining excess water, use sponges, rags, towels, or something else to remove the majority of it. Remaining water can evaporate. Clean off and rinse the tank lid. These tend to get grimy as well, so don't neglect them. In general, clean off any excess buildup, grime, and residue from all pieces of equipment. Check every surface. Let things dry thoroughly before putting them back together and storing them in your bin. Since your tank is much lighter and much easier to tip over without water, it's recommended to take it off the stand while it's empty. You can leave it on the ground next to the stand as long as it will be safe until next year. You can leave the tank, stand, and chiller in place if you want, or store them in a secure space until we have salmon again. Feel free to post artwork, letters, or anything else on your tank until you get new salmon next year.